Welcome, Bulldog fans, to Above the Net with Coach Ariel Apolinario. I'm your host, Richie Cottrell, and we're here to talk anything and everything Bulldog volleyball. Let's meet Coach Apolinario at this time. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
You bet, absolutely. Listen, let's get the fans out there an inside look at the coach, the man, and tell us where you're from and your volleyball background and how you ended up here at Navarro College.
Absolutely. Born and raised in Cuba. Moved to the United States, Miami, Florida, when I was a junior in high school. Initially, I played basketball and volleyball at the same time, and eventually I went to college. I went to college to Newman University in Wichita, Kansas. And I played my freshman season, I played basketball and volleyball. Eventually, I had to decide. What I wanted to do for a long period of time. And at that point, volleyball just made sense. Volleyball just made sense, and I decided to do volleyball and just commit to it with everything that I had. And looking back to it, probably one of the best decisions in my life that led me to eventually here today. But after Newman University, very successful program. We were competing at the national stage every year, but because of the financial side of things, being a men's volleyball team all the way in Wichita, Kansas, it was just a real challenge to travel across the country. So the institution just one day decided to cut the program, for lack of better words. And we had a choice: either we stay and finish schooling, or they would release us to go anywhere else that we wanted to go at that time. And of course, by nature, most of the guys just decided to go and continue playing. And myself, along with a couple of teammates, we decided to go to a first-year institution all the way in Tennessee. At the time, King College. Today is known by King University. So after King College, just had a great opportunity to either coach right after college or take a chance on myself and go overseas and play international ball. At the time, I thought that I had really good mentors, and probably one of the best advices that I got is you're probably not going to play the rest of your life. However, this is a beautiful profession, and maybe this is something that you do forever, and that kind of hit home for me. And I always knew that I wanted to be involved with athletics, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended up doing that, and I decided to stay and just coach right away after college. And 15 years later, here I am. But right before Navarro, we were going through the whole COVID year, which is extremely challenging for everybody around the United States and just everywhere else around the world as well. But it was one of those moments that for the very first time in a long time within our profession, we were able to slow things down and actually think about life and just perspective. And and the wife and I, we got to talking, and she already had moved because of my profession. And I knew that at some point I needed to make some sacrifices myself. And we got a phone call, and that was Navarro calling that day. And just kind of going back and learning about the program, the history, and we just started talking, and it just made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense, and probably the biggest part at that point in life is that the wife and I, we wanted to start a family, and that's something that we are working on, and that's kind of the next step in our life. But becoming a head coach allowed us the opportunity to, I guess you could say, plan. I don't know if there's such a thing as planning. It's never ideal, but definitely we wanted to be as prepared as we could be, and just being in a place that allowed me the opportunity to kind of work my own schedule. Having that flexibility, it allowed us to do that as well, and that was probably one of the biggest things, And of course, the other one is I think that everybody within the profession at some point want to make sure that they want to figure it out if making your own decisions is going to work long term, And I wanted to give myself a shot. I wanted to give myself an opportunity to see if what I was doing before I got here, it prepared me to kind of take that next step. And I honestly say that if it wasn't because of the people before and the people that I had the privilege to work with, I don't think that I could say that at that point in time. But I think I had a good foundation. I was as prepared as I could be, but I had never been a head coach before. But there was something about the opportunity that it's just the more that I thought about it, the more that I started talking about it, it started making a little bit more sense each time. And I just got to the point that I told myself, either you do it or you don't. But if you don't do it, you're never going to find out, And I just took a leap of faith. And definitely having the support system that we do here at the college, that was one of the biggest thing, one of the biggest thing, and I'm glad that I did it. And it's been now 4 years. I mean, looking back to COVID, that COVID year, we played 2 seasons in one year. That was definitely a challenge, but we made it work. We definitely made it work, but I think the most important component of all is the support system. The support system was always there and continued being there, and I can say I'm a lucky person.
That's great. It sounds like you've really had some great mentors.
I did.
Just those few sentences that you said that turned your mind away from going international to becoming a coach. That means a lot. And, you got to start somewhere. You got to have that first head coaching job. And we're excited and glad that you're here. And coaching is tough on families. It's tough on families. The husband and wife component, they live the same life. They live every game. They live every practice. They live every recruiting trip. They're right in the middle of it too.
Yes,
so it's tough. And you've got a special lady to be a coach's wife. Trust me.
I do.
That's great. Well, good. Well, Coach, let's recap your 2022 season.
Yes, sir.
And let's talk a little bit about that, how you ended up and how you felt like the season went.
Yes, sir. 22 was, it went as expected. We definitely have some really nice pieces. We were always very excited about that. And, I think in terms of big picture, we definitely won a lot of games. We were 1 game short from making it to the national tournament. That's been the case the last couple of seasons, but definitely we had a lot of success. There were a lot of areas that we felt really good from day one. There were also some areas that we always knew that if we don't make it all the way, this is probably going to be a part of it, but we felt good. We felt like we always had the foundation. We felt that we had the pieces, but we always knew that something was missing. And it's hard to just put your finger on that one missing piece. There's a lot of moving parts, and it happens in athletics. It happens in every sport across the board. There's only one team at the end of the year that get to say the national champion, and the conference champion. We were close, but it wasn't close enough, but definitely we felt like we did enough, but at the same time it wasn't enough, and that's always that's the life of the coach, that you want to always be excited, but for some reason we all do it. We always looking at the things that didn't go well, and that's always been our challenge, that they're trying to improve, but hey, don't miss the opportunity to tell them how proud you are, because we definitely accomplished a lot. Individually speaking, we have some great performers. We definitely have some great performers, and a lot of them are back for this year as well. So definitely trying to continue building from that. But 2022, it was a version of what we could become.
Well, great building block.
Yes, sir.
Something to build on. And so let's talk about the team. You mentioned the team and what you have. Let's talk about your key returners, your impact players, the ladies that you're going to rely on to utilize their experience and what they experienced through the 22 season, and utilize that experience and try to build on a successful 23 season.
Yes, sir. I guess we can start with number 10, Hanna Tielska. She's coming from Poland, been playing for a really long time. Just high volleyball IQ, just an extremely intelligent volleyball player that she's been doing that at a high level for a really long time. We definitely got lucky. And that's part of recruiting. But Hanna is probably going to go down as one of the best volleyball players that I ever played here before, and we just lucky to have her now. 2022, it was not only a freshman of the year in Region 14, but first team as well, all conference, and she was a second team All-American as well.
She is everything you described there. To have somebody like a number 10
Yes,
on their squad, oh my goodness.
It's a blessing.
She is the complete player. So I would say that she's your main impact player, right?
She is one of them. She is definitely one of them, and we are lucky that we have same position. The other young lady that I'm referring about is number 11, Kalina Pilinska. And when you look at Kalina, you don't realize how good she is because of Hanna. Hanna is hard to miss, right?
She is.
But Kalina is as good, and in some ways, in some areas, Kalina is a little bit more, I would say, collected, and her everyday preparation. Man, I have had some athletes that I call those athletes my everyday athletes, and Kalina is definitely one of those, in terms of preparation, not only for games. I'm talking about on a daily basis, 24/7, what you're going to get from her. But Kalina is just from day one, and she's been so consistent, and I think that's the best way that I can describe her, how consistent she is with everything that she does. And, we are also lucky to have number 11 on our side. A few athletes that come to mind, we have a young lady that played Dominican University, a young lady from Texas. She happens to be a setter. We actually got her here in December, so she was a mid-year transfer. She didn't play for us during the fall, but definitely she was here with us during the spring. And, she's one of those kids that makes things a lot easier, that's a position that we are very lucky to have. We don't only have one, we have two young ladies that can get the job done, but, within our system right now, they both happen to be playing. We happen to be running a 6-2 system, but they are very similar in terms of how they approach the game and the type of people that they are in terms of effort, leadership, but they are also very different, So I like that component that they do a lot of the same things, but they are very different in terms of how they do it. But definitely the young lady, she's number 15. She goes by Ale, or at least I call her Ale, but her name is Alessandra Pantoja. Definitely also, one of those that right place, right time, but definitely lucky to have her as well. And then two incoming freshmen that comes to mind, another young lady from Poland. Her name is Gabriela Smolenska. And just a physical presence, a young lady that happens to be in the middle for us right now, but she can play other positions as well. And that's something that maybe in the near future we could have that conversation in terms of, okay, you play middle right now, but how about a different position, and that's something that we always have that in the back of our mind, but right now it just makes a lot of sense for her to be in the middle for us. What we done with any of our athletes is when we get them here based on what they're already doing well, we're trying to implement a system, and that's kind of the happy medium for them to learn the system, but we don't try to change them. It's impossible to change them. You know, we're trying to build from what are you already doing well. Let's keep doing that. However, there's another level, you know, and that's the part that we hope that we can help them during the time here at the college, that we could help them developing eventually. But another young lady that comes to mind is a young lady from Belize, Kaya Gordon. Just a gifted athlete, powerful, really, really good jumper. You know, she is a kid, you know, a kid not only at heart, but definitely she's just only 18 years old. She's probably the youngest athlete that we have on the roster. But Kaya, I think Kaya, she's exciting to watch. Let's say that. You know, whenever you go out there and you see that kid take the first jump and take that first swing, you'll be like, she's different. We are closing that gap, and this group is as closer as any other group to say that we could be pretty special, you know, and just excited, and it's a good feeling, you know, and I don't remember being at this point in the season any other year and feeling how we're feeling right now, you know. However, I don't think that's the final product, you know, and I like what we have done, but the fact that we don't believe that that's the final version of what we could be, that's probably the most encouraging part.
Well, good. And it's shown because you've had success early. We're early in the season. You've been very successful, and as we move closer and we move into conference play, you know, moving into our conference, how do you feel, you know, we stack up with our conference opponents, and where do you feel like we fall within the mix of conference play?
Yeah. Something that I have learned is Region 14 is probably one of the two toughest regions from top to bottom every year. You know, definitely is it's a challenge. I think there's a group, I would say 4 or 5 teams, without mentioning any names, that is always in the conversation. You know, we definitely are one of them, lucky to be in that position. But it's been that way ever since I got to the college, and it's not any different this year. I like our chances, and I could tell you right now that it don't matter who's on the other side. As long as we continue improving, I would take this group anywhere. But I think tonight we open conference play tonight against Trinity Valley. They also have a really good group. You know, the last couple of years they've been very, very consistent, and definitely last year they were the team to beat. You know, and credit to that side. You know, they've done a really, really good job, and but I'm excited about seeing them early in the year. You know, it's definitely gonna give us an idea: are we really that good? You know. Are we that good, or is we just had a good weekend? You know, I think it's a combination of both. Sure. But I think tonight we're gonna have a little bit more information. We're definitely gonna be able to sit down and break some things down a little bit more in details. We're gonna have a lot more evaluation in terms of you know, the team, but also just eventually settle down a little bit more and being able to break down some of the positions a little bit better. But I guess tonight we're gonna have a better idea how that looks like.
We appreciate and value your efforts here at Navarro College and what you do for the volleyball program. And that is Above the Net with Coach Ariel Apolinario. Coach, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This is one of many that we'll have. Well, Bulldog fans, you heard it right here from the coach himself. It's going to be an exciting year in Bulldog volleyball. Come out and support the ladies. Come out and support Coach. He's got a great product out there. It's going to be a great season. Come out and support Navarro College. Coach, once again, thank you for your time today. I'm your host, Richie Cottrell, and we're signing off from Above the Net. Look forward to coming back to you with another version of this. Coach and I will sit down and talk as we move through the season. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy tonight's game.